You're watching the SCAC Spring Media Days. Today we're taking a look into the University of Dallas men's golf program. The Crusaders, of course, coming off a fourth place finish at the 2018 SCAC Championships and will once again be led as they head into the year by head coach Garrett Smith along with sophomore Emilio Montalvo. And Coach Emilio, thanks so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Coach, start with you. You head into your third full season as the leader of this program. What do you feel has been the biggest impact you've been able to make in your first 2 years with this group? You've had a ton of great, numbers out there on the course in terms of best conference finish, low team averages. So you've been able to make that impact early. How have you been able to do that through these first two seasons?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just recruiting the right type of individual here. We've been lucky to get some players that have been able to contribute at a high level early on. We're relatively young, so we have some growing to do, but I'm confident that we're going to continue to get better and be able to make some noise within the conference.
Emilio, for you, you're coming off a successful fall season. You were an SCAC Co-Player of the Week, as well as firing 6 rounds in the 70s. Twice you fired rounds in the 60s, and a solid average score of 73.33, which is second best on the team through the fall. How excited are you to get back into this spring season coming off, a very successful fall campaign?
Oh, I'm super excited. I really can't wait to play again. I've been practicing a lot, and I played a couple off-season tournaments. I actually won one, so I really can't wait to play a college tournament again.
One of the things, Emilio, that you and I talked about back in the fall when you won Player of the Week was how much pride you take in your iron game. Speak a little bit about that iron play that you have. What is it about that comes natural, and how do you gain confidence in that part of your game?
I don't know. It's just kind of hard to explain, but that's the strength of my game. I kind of know how much I'm gonna turn the ball over one way or the other, so I kind of control that a lot, and then I know how the wind is gonna affect it. So I think it's more than anything just knowing what you're gonna do and having a clear picture in your mind, and that's what helps me the most.
Coach, for you, I always feel as though one of the biggest challenges when it comes to being a head golf coach at the college level is, understanding that each game can be so individual for that person, that there can be a number of different personalities, and when it comes to golf at its core, it's an individual sport, but then you're trying to piece it all together for the team's success. How do you kind of nurture the different personalities and allow that to work in sort of a team setting at our level here in D3 Golf?
Well, I mean, we're lucky in the fact that all of the guys really get along. I think we have a pretty good team dynamic and a lot of chemistry, so when we're traveling, it's pretty easy to make every individual kind of come together collectively. We still have some work to do. I'd really like to see us improve in a few areas, but I'm confident that these guys are going to put in the work this spring, and excited to see where we're going to go leading up to conference later on this year.
Coach, when you describe this team or kind of the personality of this group and the way that you go about your coaching style, do you sort of look at it as though you're a fairly aggressive coach and that you encourage your players to maybe go for it on those par fives, or are you sort of one that maybe holds the reins a little bit and maybe goes a little bit more conservative approach and try and make pars and let birdies come as they may? How would you sort of describe your program and your style?
Well, I mean, it kind of ties back to the individualistic approach to things as well. I think each player is different. I think that there's certainly times and places where I want everyone to go for it and to be as aggressive, and it kind of ties in if that's their nature to be an aggressive player, if they're more conservative. I think that a lot of strokes can be made, playing par fives, even at even par in tournaments. So whichever the par 5 kind of, or any of the holes might call for, whether it may call for some aggressive play or conservative, we'll kind of take it as we come each course and each tournament and each venue and see where we go. But I certainly encourage every player to play to their style and what is going to give them the best opportunity to score and play at their best.
Emilio, for you, how do you gain momentum out there on the course? It's much different than a traditional team sport. You're not calling timeouts and coming in with your teammates and sort of strategizing, and coach can't be there for every shot. So for you, as you plod along through those 18 holes, what is it that you try and find ways to gain momentum throughout the course of a round?
the main thing is probably getting off to a solid start. I think if you start kind of shaky, like with a bogey or a double bogey in the first few holes, it's really easy to like just keep that train wreck going. So I think that the main thing is just to start with a couple pars and then try to get some birdies in, and that's just keep it rolling, you know.
Coach, as you sort of look at this season at its entirety, you know, you want to ramp and build those games up to where at the end of the season, at the conference championship time, you know, you hope all your guys are playing at their absolute highest level. What are some of the progressions that you hope to see from some of your athletes, you know, early on in the season that will give you confidence that this group has the chance to be playing their best golf at the end of the year?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of confidence in this group. I think that we've shown a lot of things already in the past year and a half or so that we can compete with any team out there. I think the things that we really need to improve on are going to be the par 5 scoring that we talked about a few minutes ago, and as well as getting off to better starts. We struggled a little bit getting out the gates in tournaments, and I think if we can kind of rectify that problem, you know, our second and third round scoring averages are, you know, some of the best in the country, or right up there with the best in the country. So I think if we're able to do that, we're going to be able to compete at a high level and to hopefully win a few events this spring.
Emilio, finally, to wrap things up with you, as you look ahead to this spring 2019 season, what are some of the goals that you have for this team? When you've had conversations with your teammates, what have those conversations looked like, and what are you trying to accomplish this year?
Me individually, I honestly want to win a tournament, but as a team, we're also trying to get that first win, like, since I've been here, and it'd be pretty sweet to make it to nationals. I don't know if that's possible, but sure. that would be great too. So that's one of the things we definitely talk about sometimes.
And finally, Coach, to wrap things up with you, for all the fans, family, friends that will be out supporting your Crusaders golf program throughout the course of this semester, what are a couple of things that you hope this team really takes on in terms of characteristics and identity that, you know, regardless of the rounds they're able to put together, that the people that support this group can really count on round in and round out to really, you know, be there every single 18 holes?
You know, I think we just need to kind of continue to keep doing what we're doing. I like our attitude on the golf course for the most part, week in and week out. I think that we've made a lot of strides in the right direction over the past year or so, just keeping a more positive outlook and representing the school and the university and our team in a more positive manner. And I'm really proud of that, and really proud of all these guys on the team that they're able to, you know, regardless of the adversities that they may come across within the rounds or within the tournament, they're able to, you know, represent us and the school in a positive manner, and just want to continue to keep doing that, and, you know, hopefully the results will come.
University of Dallas men's golf program. Again, the Crusaders will once again be led as they head into the season by head coach Garrett Smith, along with sophomore Emilio Montalvo. Coach, Emilio, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head into the year.
Thank you very much.